half man, half wolf, all cop. Wolf Cop. Wolf Cop is a movie from 2014. It is a horror comedy about a wolf cop, right? They're not lying to you on the cover here, that's for sure. They're not misleading you in any way as to what kind of movie this is. It's about a cop, an alcoholic cop no less, that gets transformed into a kind of crappy looking werewolf, in terms of the mask and the makeup and whatever. I mean, it's not stellar, but it does the job. And he does the job of a cop. Now that he has werewolf powers, he's a much better cop, actually. One thing to note is this is a Canadian movie. And you know how I knew it was Canadian? I mean, before looking it up and reading the box or anything, I knew it was Canadian because of, first of all, they play a Gowan song in there. I don't know if anybody in the US is familiar with Gowan. You had some hits up here in Canada. Anyway, Gowan. They play the song Moonlight Desires as this lady is seducing the wolf cop, and as they're making love, this guy in a werewolf costume and this hot lady, and they're playing Gowan. I mean, that's pretty Canadian, right? And the way the characters talk too is very Canadian, I found. I didn't quite figure it out though until there was one scene when the wolf cop's like sidekick character is running a video camera, and he wants to document him turning into a wolf, or turning into his werewolf form, and he wants to videotape the transformation. And for whatever reason, he thinks it would probably be better if he was like naked, so they could see everything. And so he says, "Why don't you take off your gitch?" Gitch. Do they say that in America anywhere? I don't think so. I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, is this Canadian? Like, there's Gowan in there? Somebody's talking about their gitch? And they repeat the word like 7 times in the scene. And it's like, if you're not Canadian, would you even get the joke? Like, I mean, you get the gist of it. Like, what? That's just what you call underwear in Canada, or at least in... See, I'm from Manitoba, right next door to Saskatchewan, and that's how you talk. That's how you refer to your underwear. Went out there, running out there in his gitch, and, would you say that in, like, a Hollywood-made movie? Or so it was at that spot in the movie that I had to, like, pause it and go and look it up to see where this was made. Yeah, it was made in, basically in Regina, Saskatchewan. It's an independently made movie. The acting is actually pretty good here. Pretty good for a bunch of people I've never seen before. The acting in here is like phenomenally better than something like Ape vs. Monster. That movie still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Also, I paid like $14 to see Ape vs. Monster, whereas I'm pretty sure I only paid like $1.50 to watch Wolf Cop, and I got so much more enjoyment out of this. Yeah, horror comedy. I mean, like I said, the werewolf effects are not great. It looks kind of stupid, but for the comedy purposes, it serves its purpose. There's some gore in there. It's all practical. There's no CGI or plug-in effects or anything like that you find in a lot of cheaper independent movies. Like, the gore is actually pretty good. There's a couple of times in here that somebody's face gets ripped off. That happens twice in this movie. And at one point, Wolf Cop rips off this dude's face, and it ends up on the windshield of his car, and they're using the wipers to get this face off of their car. Moments like that make this actually pretty entertaining and pretty funny. As I said, the sidekick character, the guy that's obsessed with the gitch, he's pretty funny. Wolf Cop himself is, I didn't really like his performance too much in the first, 10 minutes or so of the movie, but then you get to know him a little better, and it kind of grows on you, and, yeah, he's pretty good. And his female co-star as well, the fellow police officer, she's pretty good. She actually seems like she's taking the movie pretty seriously, for the most part, except around the end when, she starts getting into it, and she's got like a gearing up scene, like loading a bunch of guns and stuff and putting on her flak jacket and, you know, going out to battle these shape-shifting reptilian aliens or something that are responsible for turning the cop into the wolf cop and also want to run the town. And it's pretty ridiculous and pretty complicated plot, and you're not going to benefit from me telling you what it's all about. Just watch the movie. And as a matter of fact, I think you should watch this movie because it's pretty entertaining, like, especially for $1.50. It's not fantastic. It's not one of those so bad that it's good movies, because it knows it is bad, and it knows that it's cheesy, and it's trying to be cheesy and bad, and it's succeeding, and it makes it entertaining, but it's not like so unintentionally bad that it's funny. It's just funny. You know, it's not super funny, but it's, you know, for an independent Canadian movie made in Regina, Saskatchewan, is pretty good. I'd have to say overall, I think I would give Wolf Cop a B-. There's some spots where it's like you're meant to laugh, but they don't really get you there. There's a lot of puns and things like that in there, in the humor. And there's a lot of spots where it's like you knew they were going to go for that joke, and they went for it because they had to. But for the most part, I was entertained almost the whole way through. Kind of parodies a lot of horror movies and a lot of cop movies and even superhero movies, because of course there's one spot where we get introduced to the Wolfmobile, where the wolf cop wrecks the car, his cop car, and then pulls it into the shop and fixes it up and tears the doors off and gives it big fins in the back and paints it all black and big W on the front. It's the Wolfmobile. That's something that brought it, you know, upwards in the B category. So yeah, it's got a few minor setbacks, but otherwise an entertaining movie. So I'm giving it a B-. So stick around till next time. Don't know what kind of movie I'm gonna have on here, but it's probably not another Saskatchewan-made movie. Anyway, until the next time, have a good one out there, everybody.